Good morning. As you can see from the matching outfits, and we're both walking around with cameras, we are being super tourist today. So we are heading down to the...
We're going to the Mercado de Boqueria, which is the main market here in the Gothic Quarter of Barcelona. So we're making our way to the market. We're starting at the north side of the Gothic Quarter, and you can tell immediately when you get in because you've got these narrow little streets almost entirely blocked off to traffic, and it's cute. Like, I can see why a lot of tourists come here. It's adorable. So we're about to make our way into the market. This market, like many in Europe, has a lot of history. It's been established as some kind of marketplace since the 13th century. The name actually comes from the Catalan word for goat, because at one point it used to sell a lot of goat meat. We've been told that the front of the market is much more geared to tourists, so we're going to make our way through and see what we can't find towards the back. So Barcelona, being so close to the ocean, is known for its fresh seafood. We just walked past a seafood stand over there, and no joke, the seafood is so fresh, some of it is actually literally still moving.
One of the things we read about coming to the market here was to try a tortilla that they have here that's very traditional. It's a breakfast food. It's egg and potato and bacon and everything inside of it. So we're going to give this a go right now. We'll let you know how it is.
It's good. It's really creamy because the potatoes are cooked very thoroughly, so it's got this really nice creaminess from the potatoes. That's delicious.
Inside of this one here. Yeah, like Angela was saying, very creamy because of the potatoes in it. It's very flavorful. It's going to be very filling. And then they also bring out the little tomato crusted breads here with doused in olive oil. That's absolutely delicious. Definitely the highlight of the Boqueria Market was the little restaurant that we just ate at, Quiosc.
Yes.
If you come here, you have to go there. Order the tortillas for breakfast. It's absolutely delicious. And as the theme keeps going here in Spain, coffee, amazing.
Yeah, that was like a happy accident. We kind of came hoping to get some breakfast. I had read about the tortillas, saw them on the countertop, and they, I expected it to be like a quiche. Yeah, I expected it to be like a quiche or a frittata, super eggy, but this is just like creamy, delicious, potatoey, like so good.
Awesome.
Yeah. We've got full bellies. We are 100% caffeinated. Let's go see what else we can find.
Just outside of the market, you will find the Church of Bethlehem. It was built in the 17th century, and it is a stunning piece of architecture.
This boulevard behind us here is the famous La Rambla street of Barcelona. We've read a little about it, heard that it is quite a touristy little strip, so we're just going to pass on by on our way to a couple other attractions. And maybe I should say that it's infamous. It's kind of known as a spot where pickpockets may or may not prey on the local tourists. So this is a storied historical attraction here in Barcelona, Dick Waffle. So behind us is the Barcelona Cathedral. It started being built in the 12th century or the 13th century, I believe. The front is very similar to a lot of Gothic cathedrals that you'll see throughout Europe, but it's actually much newer than a lot of those Gothic cathedrals. This is actually neo-Gothic. It was built in the late 19th century.
The Cathedral of Barcelona is dedicated to Saint Eulalia, who was martyred in the 3rd century by the Romans for her outspoken views on the persecution of Christians.
Saint Eulalia was only 13 years old when she was martyred by the Romans. Legend has it that she was killed in some pretty gruesome ways. Some people say she was crucified. Others say she was put in a barrel full of broken glass and rolled down a hill. Pretty gruesome.
So back behind us is the Bishop's Bridge here in Barcelona. It is one of the most photographed spots in all of Barcelona. It was built in the 1920s.
Yeah, like a lot of spots here in the Gothic Quarter, they were trying to kind of spiff it up, make it look a little bit more Gothic in the 20s. So they built this. This is very pretty though. And there is a legend that if you walk under it backwards while you're looking at the skull that's on the other side, on the underside, your wish will come true.
The place we just showed you was the Plaza of St. Philip. There were about 40 screaming young school children there.
Boisterous.
So we're not even going to talk about that place. We are currently taking a break in Plaza Real. We're gonna have some churros and chocolate and some more of this absolutely amazing Spanish coffee. Certainly it's not Spanish coffee. I have no idea where they're getting the beans from. I don't know what they're doing to make the brew so great, but it's great. I love the coffee here. One quick fact about Plaza Real. All of the lampposts, which we're gonna show you a little closer here, were designed by Gaudi.
We got some nice warm churros, dipped in some chocolate sauce, a little mid-morning snack. Plaza Real was once a convent. Eventually they built this little public square, and you'll see all these buildings around were once the home of wealthy residents of Barcelona. Now it is kind of a lively meeting spot, and apparently in the evenings it's lined by some of Barcelona's hottest nightclubs. Fun fact, I'm a little bit of a literature nerd. I majored in English literature in university, and George Orwell is one of my favorite authors, and this square that we're standing in here is named after George Orwell. It's Plaza George Orwell. George Orwell has a close relationship to Catalonia. He was here fighting in the Spanish Civil War.
One thing I'm noticing about the Gothic quarters here in Barcelona is I'm pretty sure you could spend a week just in this area, walking down a multitude of alleyways and streets going every which way, and you would never take the same one twice. You still probably wouldn't see all of it.
Behind me is a monument to Christopher Columbus. I get lost, Geoff makes fun of me. He gets lost, they build a monument.
We've been out running around for about 6 hours now. Angela's feet are starting to kill her again, so we're going to close this one out right here, head back to the hotel. So if you guys have anything to add, leave a comment down below, and
And don't forget to like and subscribe, see what happens next.